Well, hello everybody. Well, welcome to Conan Exiles. This is your host, Admiral Tintin, and I'm here to just show you what we've been doing. That being myself, Cotilliona Wise Owl, who has done the decorations in all these buildings. So just keep that in mind when you see these buildings. I did the construction and the building end of things, but she has done all of the decoration inside them. There is another player that plays with us named Pusili. She's been hanging with us and doing things on her own as well. Whatever you see here that's been put in, decoration, creature, etc. and so on, is all been gathered, harvested, caught, etc. So none of it has been coded in. The only thing that's been coded in is this one last building, and half of it was coded in. The other half was out of materials that we had gotten. It's just because we're getting so late in the time. Our server's about to shut down. We're ending this server, and we're sad to see it go. But we hope you get to enjoy what we've accomplished. So we'll just get going on that. So I'm not sure if you guys prefer first person or third, but I'll probably switch back and forth so you can see everything. So this is, of course, Age of Sorcery. So you can skin your outfits, whatever you want. So here we are, my first house that I built. Actually, this was probably later after the village was done, as you can see. I built this house for myself. Little bridge growing across the creek here. That'll lock down the veranda or porch, and you can go this way, which is it leads you around to what I call the stone gardens. You see a little taxidermy, and my character wanted to punch everything as usual. Little rock slab, and like I said, this is the stone garden, so everything was kind of placed erratically, but it got put in. Little wooden seat. A couple of critters there. Little music for you. Yeah, that's the stone garden. These white torches you're seeing are from Age of Sorcery. They're part of the battle pass that you have to pay for, which, yes, I'm a sucker. I did pay for it. We'll actually go see the house first. So you can walk around the veranda, as I said before. Try not to show you too much of the other stuff. Now we'll switch to first person, that way we don't keep getting that typical glitch through a wall thing that happens with the camera. So here we are inside my house. All these swords were, of course, gathered, created, crafted, blah, blah, blah. Everything you see has been put together. Cotilliona Wise Owl has done all the decorations here. All the shelving was put in by her. All the sword layout and everything was put in by her. The fireplace was the only thing I did myself. And the placement of the chairs. She's, of course, gone and put the rugs in. The wine racks, the decorations. So, as you can see, it was fairly well done. And then over here we have the kitchen, little dining table, where I can have my bowl of rice, etc. And a little alchemy stuff in there, so wine bottle, beer kegs, etc., so to speak. A lot of use of cups and wine bottles. The whole kitchenette. And lots of food and wine and beer, as my character tends to drink a lot of alcohol. So yeah, my little kitchenette that she put in for me. And then up here is what I call the alchemy space, so sorcery. A little bit of sorcery going on. I don't want to say a whole lot, I'll just kind of float through these places so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on with these. And see, this is actually a cupboard you can open up and access all the equipment inside. And then it makes a creaky close, but it didn't close. It's bugged, what can I say? And then of course you can turn that off or on. Little purple candle. And then of course the sleeping quarters, as you can see. A curtain. And of course, as you can see, my character's a little too tall, so I bound up on the curtains. I have to actually duck and then come into it from a strange angle. But welcome to Conan. It does have a few issues. Don't make your character too tall. There's a lesson for you. So this was my little humble to bold. Nothing special, but it's quaint. It's cozy. Now out the door here, we have the veranda. This is supposed to be a planted tree or flower bed. We never got to it. I never put a statue or anything in there, but I did initially want to put a flower bed in here just to make it look a little extra something. Little target range for standing here and shooting some stuff. That there's the stables. We'll get into that shortly. And then, yeah, as you can see, it over cascades the water. A couple of taxidermies in here, just for a little extra something. And of course, I did want to decorate this as well a little bit for some little extra decor of vegetation. And of course, like sewer waterway kind of run out. And the main awning leading out. And then of course, another Age of Sorcery. More Age of Sorcery candles, or rather torches. And then into the stables, where I've only got a few animals in here now because we have discovered there was some issues. Conan Exiles, oh my goodness, my character is punching. Conan Exiles has some issues with their animal wildlife. They will no longer be able to stack side by side, so you can't put one there and then one here. You used to. But after SIPTA, when they did an update on SIPTA, which I wasn't aware of at the time, they spaced the animals so they could no longer be too close to each other. So, as you can see here, did a lot of breeding of graders. Nothing shy of a grader, anything less than a grader was cast aside. So, this is a grader, saber-tooth. And then out the back door, this takes you around the veranda of the stone gardens and back to the main place. And it's all kind of fenced off here as well, so nothing can come in from the back side. How do I get the animals out? Well, congratulations, you can just grab them and pull them out. No big deal. And yes, there is an upper floor, so to speak, which wasn't really decorated up here either. I am sort of in flight mode right now, as you can see. But yeah, we never put anything up here. There goes my character with his punching habits again. There was ideas in the mix, but never got completed. We just ran out of time. So. What is the best way to accomplish Age of Sorcery stuff? I would say go into private server, go to admin mode. If you're paying for the battle pass, get the most out of it by waiting for legendaries and let them stack. Anyway, here we are coming up on the fishery. As you can see, beautiful candles done on a totem pole. Well done by Cotillion Wiseowl with all the wonderful decoration. Big thumbs up for her. I really, really appreciate it. We'll have to render this stuff in, so just give it a moment to render. It is what it is. My problem with Conan Exiles is they added fog to each of the maps now, and it makes it extremely difficult to get the rendering or the frames per second to properly pop up. So rendering is an issue, and thanks to the fog, as we all know from PC, it's made it a problem. So anyway, there's the fishery. Beautiful little area. There's the, you know, fluid press, tables, and fish ornaments. Each one of these are a storage box underneath here, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful job. Wonderful job. Yes, this does have a load of fish in here. And then outside the fishery, going this way, we've got ourselves a little teku-teku, or however you want to say them. Imps of sorts, goblins, little scroll baskets and fishery. The way to the back side again. Good use of candles, lighting. We never harvested our brimstone from this area. We left it alone for decorative purposes. So, just so you know, if you harvest your brimstone or anything like that from the area, and you've got something built there, it will not spawn back unless you've got the building thing to spawn it back so close. Otherwise, it will not happen. Another Tuhuna, another imp family. There are fishers, I guess. A little something, something to add to the fishery. So there you go, there's the fishery. How long did it take me to build that one? I think about an hour to build the main construction, and then all the add-ons and features was definitely at least a few hours after that. So a good 5 to 6 hours put into just that alone. Each of these buildings were several hours of construction and rethinking. There's the gray ape. And we're coming up on the armor smith as well as the carpentry right there. So here's the armor smith side. I'll just let you guys enjoy. Delving bench. Greater smithy. Couple of boxes. Nothing super special, nothing major. Just try to get everything nicely done. Of course, shields. As I say, the rendering is horrible. And a little seating area to be nice and cozy, and look in the inside of my skull for a minute there. So there's that. And through here up to the carpentry. We went with a Viking style villa, if you're all wondering why all the buildings are built a certain way, is I was trying to keep it very Viking style. And that's why the decor is kind of the way it is. But we used a little bit of Tintin, if you will, to add a little something extra to the whole building. So we used a little bit of that tile set to offset the main structures. All our buildings are built out of Tintin construction, insulated wood for the ceilings, and stable pieces for a lot of the rest of it, the main wood. These statues here are part of a pack, I believe. And then of course the lighting is part of the other packs. Fountain or waterfall. One thing I don't like that they've made an update change on is how bright the redwood forest is now. It used to be a lot darker. So that's kind of disappointing. But there you go, you can see the fog. Should not see it, but you do. Or a little bridge here. Another totem. Valkyrie Falls, because our clan is the Valkyries. It's currently Catiliona Wiseall's clan. And I'll see if I have a torch in my inventory here. It is a bit dark. Stairs that go up, and these ones over here. The Great Totem Tower. As you can see, we've got all sorts of little animals and stuff in here. Inside, taxidermied. They're all having a little argument of their own. Tried to set up a little bit of a scene. There we go. And yep, we did manage to get this guy to float. He's actually supposed to be attached to something, but he ended up floating, which worked out perfect for us. Yes, we did hunt every single one of these dragons down more than once. We did spawn in, I think, 2 of them, to be honest with you. Mammoths, yes, we did hunt the mastodon. We spawned in 2 extra of each. Well, we hunted one originally, and then we spawned in the extras, so we were just trying to complete our tower and didn't have time, as I said. But we did hunt down at least 1 of each of these. The dragons more than once, of course. And it's dark, of course, so we'll go up this way, which takes us to the smeltery. A little dark in here, but again, that's the Viking look we were going for. It's all candle lit, torch lit, and she hung a few lanterns just to give it a little extra something. As you can see, that's just decoration for the furnace to breathe out. I have nothing in here to cook, but we'll just turn it on. I will switch it to daytime here soon so you can see everything in full splendor. Trying not to take away too much of the detail and love. A bearer thrall we never used, we just left him in here. I'll show you where that other door goes here shortly. We'll go over this way real quick. And here is our tinker's bench with all the tinkering equipment that you would need. And up here is the metalworks. We'll have our thrall at this furnace. This one's the in-between, so we use this one a lot more. But anyway, this is our metalworks. As you can see, lots of decoration in behind here. Beautiful work. Lots of decoration there. All our boxes are indeed have materials or product in them. And as I said, everything was gathered. Everything has been gathered by hand. It was never spawned in. Okay, so all this stuff is indeed, in fact, collected. Here's the secret entrance, as we prefer to call it, the secret back door. To the brickworks. All in all, this entire place took us many, many days. Our server's been up for probably close to 8 months now. We've just decided that Conan is no longer holding an interest for us. We are on SIPTA. It is just becoming... There's too many issues, too many bugs happening, too many problems occurring that we've started to lose our lust for Conan. And here we go. We have the blacksmith, the veranda, little seating area, little overlook. You can look over and see the other homes, the other buildings. Blacksmith hammering away. Again, beautiful decorations and designing on interior works by Cotillion the Wise Owl. Everything again harvested, collected, gathered. Nothing was spawned in. If we did spawn it in, it was for quick use and then discarded. But everything has been gathered by hand. I mean, there might have been this one here. I'm pretty sure was spawned in. What other one might have been spawned in? I don't see it here, so if it was, it's gone now. But yeah, and I think this is the Conan sword, if I'm mistaken. No, so then that was not spawned in. I thought I had the one blade which was made by Conan. Or not made by Conan, but you know what I mean. The Conan weapon. The Sword of Crom is not here, and I call it the Conan weapon because technically only Conan can wield it because he's the only one with the strength and the power kind of deal. But anyway, Conan is not in Sipta, so welcome to the party. Down here we have the architectural building where all the architectural work is done. So all your figurines, your statues, your paintings, furniture, equipment, all that stuff is done in here. So you have the Aquilonian Artisans Table, the Chitan, the Nabedian, the Argosian, the Irregular Artisans Table. Yamati and the other one is not here because they do not have their own artisan bench. Why? I don't know. Again, beautiful decor decorations by Cotillion the Wise Owl. So big shout out to her for doing all this work for us. Alchemist. Little alchemist hut, nothing special. Just a little bit of an attachment here. Lots of decor. Beautiful work again. Way to fill in the space. Again. No space. Oh, sorry, let me go over this. No space was left untouched. Let's put it that way. Everything that I built, every corner, every cranny that I put a ledge, a platform, any way to get into it was filled with something. She did such a good job of spending many hours decorating this all for us. Very RP based server now, and we never really roleplayed, but we loved doing this. We loved crafting our stuff. We loved filling the boxes with stuff and just having a good time in the game. It was wonderful, wonderful to play. But unfortunately, over the years, or over the time, years, I should say years, because we've had Conan for years, but over the time of SIPTA, we've discovered things have changed since since Sorcery, Age of Sorcery came out. They've really densified this fog. There was no fog when we first started SIPTA. Now the fog is in. The frame rate has gone to absolute trash. It's just getting worse. So we're definitely lost our interest in it. But yeah, it's a shame. Little back alley piece here. You could go out to the woods. And here we are at the cook. Well, it's not a cook, it's actually the dye place. This is where we do all the dye works. So of course, filled water orbs, tan and brown, and you got white, gray, and black, pink and purples. You know, like I said, she's done all the naming on everything. She's amazing, 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 amazing. So here you go, that's where the dye shop is, and yes, it is accessible, and yes, we can do all our war paints and stuff that are now just for decoration. I'm not really sure why that's poking through, but welcome to Conan. And here we have the tannery. All the thralls were indeed captured and brought back. And my character's punching again. Delayed sound, of course. All the notes stuck in the wall, arrows and everything. It's insane. Insane the amount of work that she has gone through to detail everything out. Fleshed it all out so wonderfully well done. And everything is sittable. Like, you can sit on everything. Knees are away from the table. She's gone to extremes to make everything so well done for RP purposes. It is such a shame we are shutting down this server. Little veranda on the outside. Comes to an end. Like I said, no area has gone without decoration. She has done it all. All my hard work and everything that I've done. Oh look, there's daylight coming out. All the hard work I've done building all the little decor, everything, she has gone through extremes to make sure that it was well fleshed out. Beautifully done. Absolutely gorgeously done. And up here is the back area access to the tavern. Come in, have yourself a sit, drink some ale, chill with the party. Absolutely phenomenal work. I'm telling you, if this was an RP server, I'd have been in love. It is a PvE server, so there's no PvP. We didn't want to bother with that. Little rail to overlook the cook area. You get that nice smell of food wafting up into your nose. And then the storage area, of course, refrigerations. Yes, they are full. Mostly full, if not all the way full. We've consumed a lot of food and alcohol over the course of a little time, but yes, plenty of stock. Plenty of stock. Everything well done. And this is our cooking area. Little beehive nest right in here. Might choke on a bee or two in the food, but hey, it's all protein. And our cook, of course. Little herbal garden. Everything done so wonderfully well. All I did was the buildings, so there was a lot of fighting with some of the pieces, but we did manage it, or I should say I did manage it. But Cotillion Wise Owl has gone through an amazing amount of hours put in to decorate the entirety of them all. And of course the back entrance to the veranda here, where we got a little tannery rack, little brazier, keeps everything nice and rosy. And of course, down to the creek where we can wash our dishes. I'm telling you, she didn't leave a single thing out. Absolutely crazy. Not a detail missed. Every time I came on, she'd have something new done, and it was just fabulous. I was always smiling, always something new. Of course, we put this in here a while ago. We just finished up the towers now, and looks like we're out of rotten. Oh, excuse me, rotten flesh for the regular compost, but there you go. I'm underneath the tower of totems. Our personal totem, as I guess you could say, our tower totem. Let's go back up this way. We'll turn up here. And as you can see, this is our little bonfire, which we can light. It gives off light for when we can't see anything. It's so that we can kind of get a good glimpse of everything at night when we need it. But most of the time we can just turn it off. There you go. And we can still see just fine. A horse and a tiger. And that's the way back to Valkyrie Falls. And over this way, can't even read that. There you go. That's another issue. Posili's house and Valkyrie Falls are that way. Pretty simple explanation. Before we go over there, we're going to go continue on this way. So you could take the rail up there. There's the Tinker's Bench, the smeltery. And what we had there was a little area for animals to be placed, if we had too many, into the main longhouse, if you will. And I'll just kind of try to keep it quiet, let you guys enjoy. All these refrigerations are actually there to store personal items, personal belongings, catches, and then we have a shared, couple of shared ones. But refrigeration here, for example, these are all my personal storage. Tiliona Wise Owls. These are just babies and hatchlings that were for whoever. And then the adults that are just up for grabs. And then of course meats and treats for anybody that wants to grab. And then this is Posili's. Little chessboard. Yes, these seats are sittable. Every single one of them was pretty well placed. Just so well done. Absolutely crazy. And here is the animal pen. And we just have queens in here right now. And a saddle bench, which worked out perfectly. You can access the animal pen from the outside just as well. You don't have to go in. I managed to put walls up against it and so forth. I'll show you an aerial view of that later. And here's the little music festival area. There you go. Very well done again. Like I said, very RP. And this here is the banquet table. Throne where everybody would sit. Decorative inspirations, and there's nothing wrong with it. There you go, little veranda look. This here will take you out to the Wheel of Pain and our dismantling bench. The Wheel of Pain. Doors that open and close from each side of the veranda. As you can see, we're just on the outside from there. Could walk around the whole thing. Back into the meeting and eating hall. And then we have an upper floor here to show our achievements throughout the game that we have accomplished. We've gone to every vault and collected every piece of item you can out of the vaults. Yeah, we've been in the vaults a few times, but they became very boring after a while. They weren't as entertaining as Exiled Lands dungeons. The vaults were cool, very well done, very well thought out. Just unfortunate that you're required to repeat them for extra stuff. And out to the veranda, where we have watchtowers that are supposed to be for the archers. We never bothered with because we've eventually turned off the purge. Simply because the purge is so broken, it was causing so many issues. Mainly the purge would spawn in like 50, 60 humanoids, or all 3 purges in one shot, and it was just ridiculous, so we had to turn it off. And yes, we can walk right out to here, right on the top of the Greater Wheel of Pain, look down into the room. Over to this area where we have a archer still left here. And the veranda that goes around the Wheel of Pain, so you can keep an eye on them. And we'll look out into the field here where the trees are sparse because they aren't growing leaves thanks to some stupid stuff. Welcome to Age of Sorcery, where the trees are disappeared of all their leaves. It's absolute sorcery, I tell you. And back in here. Now we'll go back up to the 3rd floor, which is what we call the attic. Another lookout tower. And another one on this side. And then over here we have a walkway that goes down. I was going to take this roof tile out and replace it with stairs. I never got to it. But there you have it. This is where you put your horses, of course. Which is accessible from down below, by the way. And then she has done a wonderful place in here where you can sit, chill, relax. It's very retro, look, very zen is the word I'm thinking for. And a look out again. And another one here. This one I can duck and get up onto the roof. Get into the little tower up here for the alarm that we used to rifle off when we did have the purge going. There we go. And of course another little access point. Again, the stairs were missing, but it was just another point of view. And as I said, you can access the stables this way. But we have an area over here where you can fill the thrall pot, which is what we used to do. We took starvation off and just left it as that, so there you go. Again, the reason for taking that off is time is precious and we didn't have any more. And one more time I'll show you that you can access the stables from here. There you go. Cannot access them from here, but you can access the regular animal pen from here. So there's the show of the longhouse. A little different style than what people are used to, I'm sure. And note the side of the longhouse of the opposite side. Again, more stable pieces that you can put animals in or whatever. Or bleed outs for our thralls. This is what we call the sacrificial zone. We have our gatekeepers and the keymaster, if you will, our hell dogs that guard the witch's hut. As you can see, alchemist, little skull and bone. Again, I did not decorate this. This was done by Cajoliona Wise Owl. And again, big thumbs up, big applause for her. Massive amounts of work. Every storage locker is indeed, has stuff in it. It is all specialized for this area, for people to use to do their crafting here. And their spell books or whatever you want to do. Ingredients, potions, everything. Show you out the side here. We'll bypass this archer real quick. Even these little huts. Never had time to fill these, but some of them were. Up there. Look at the longhouse, if you will. That longhouse idea I did pluck from online. There was a fella that had created that, and I took his idea and added my own inspiration into it. So it's not 100% the way that he did it, but it's mostly there. So definitely kudos goes to them for that one. And of course our thaumaturgy bench, or sorcery bench, if you will. Yes, you can sit here, look at the waterfall. This side, our zombies seem to have disappeared, so I don't know what happened. Rotting meat. Lots of work went into this, I'm telling you. Her decoration skills are crazy. And I'm punching again. And then there's Basili's house. We'll go check that one out here shortly. So there you go. There's the witch's hut for the bottom. And then we got another there for the upper floor here. This is where our herbologist, or herbs are. If I could say herbs, or herbology. If that's even a word. As you can see, plenty of decorations, plenty of stuff. And then some storage boxes up there, which can be accessed from down here. I'm not ducking, I think. No, I'm not ducking. They are accessible from down here. There we go, I had to jump. But as you can see, she put a little bit of something there. And this is, of course, a circle of power where you can summon your sorcery armor and your thralls and weapons. Very well done. Again, I built this. I did put this in first, but then she went and added these pots and chests. Crazy, crazy. We'll go over here, grab ourselves a little walk on the path. These are our crypts for summoning our, whatever you want to call them, the zombies. These dudes. But for some reason they disappeared, so I don't know if they got a timer on them or not. And then back here, we did have 2 spires of brimstone here, but they have despawned. So, oh well, it happens. Can't win them all. Tried to though. This is our transporter. Of course, the waterfall cascading in behind it. And this just takes us to other places that we have other transporters. Nothing serious there. It's just a kind of a small transport pad to just get us to another place on the map as quickly as possible without goofing around. Interesting upgrade when they put that out for the sorcery patch, but I don't feel it necessary for SIPTA. SIPTA lands are far too small as it is anyway. But handy. It gets you to the farther places. Goodness sakes. It gets you to over here quicker. The pools and into, you know, the fractured citadel area. I think we have ours up here, actually. The blood mine, that's correct. We have one over at the blood mine, and we have the other one at the pools area, just in behind it here. Just as cave to build in, because that's where we put it. So we can access the pools and the blood mine for making our obsidian, and the pools for fighting the bosses for the bad stuff at the end. But yeah, so that's that. Let's go out this way and I'll show you Basilis after my character punches stuff again. Crazy guy, always punching. He's a night job. He is not a night job, but a nut job. He's always got to hit something. Very angry. He's always angry. And then, of course, Basilis. Again, I built this. This house here was part of an inspiration from the same fella that inspired me to do that lodge, or that longhouse. So, again, kudos to him for giving me the inspiration. If I remember the YouTuber that did it, I will put his link down below. If not, I'm sorry. But credits go to him for giving me the inspiration of it. I did add to it, of course, to give it my own little flair. Home of Basili, as you can see. And inside we have the main entrance, little seating areas. Her throne, taxidermied lion, or wolf, if you will. Little sitting table for you to sit at and eat at. Her alchemy area. Not that you would ever use it. again, Cotillion and Wise Owl did the decorations, not Posili in this case. Posili was trying, and it seemed that she suckered Cotillion and Wise Owl into doing it, which I don't mind. Cotillion does an amazing job on the decorating. We'll go here first. Little pots and pans. Some decorative blades. I believe those are spawned in. Pretty sure. Sort of Nurgle. Maybe they're not. More earthenware. Storage bins again for storing that dried meat. Of course, the throne. Some taxidermy that we did collect. It's placed in here. Now I know that one's a spawn in. Not sure about that one. Vasily plays a two-handed warrior in this case. Started off with swords and shield and switched up. Little storage area there. And then of course over on this side. Little entryway. Couple of paintings. And if you look carefully, here let me show you what I mean by Conan slacking. Tell me that painting is not floating. They're not attached to the walls. It is an older game. There is only so much they can do, but little living space with her orb of Nagral, because she likes to change her character so much, and her stables. And now I'll give you guys a flyover. Again, there I go with the punching. Guys and gals, I'm sorry. It's my bad. Meant no disrespect.
Also, special thanks once again to Vasily and Cotillion for going through a lot of effort with me of grinding materials and putting this all together. It's a beautiful village and I really appreciate it.
I can't seem to not press that R2 button. It's insane.
And here we are, Cotillion and Wise Owls. Let's go through review.
She likes her rhinos, by the way. And there we go. The entryway. This is the docks where you know, you can dock ships that we don't have in Conan yet because, you know, why? Water, ships, rafts or something? Nah. Don't need that. Again, these are age or battle pass torches. Just yellow. Just figured for the heck of it. Probably not the most ideal color for this place, but it works. Her pottery area, or planted pot area, I should say. Her feasting hall. Her little bar area. Just crazy. I want to say effing crazy, but it's well beyond that. Astounding work that she does. Very cool ideas, very unique. Just just astounding. I love what she does for her decorating. The taxidermy room. All her animals that she has sunk her teeth into. And of course the lift we will take up, but show you that that's the back entrance there. Which takes us to the very upper floor of the tower. Again, a little retreat. The Overwatch balcony. Second floor. Well, wouldn't you know it, there she is sleeping away. I do not know where Priscilla sleeps, so do not ask. She tends to just flop wherever on the ground. It's insane. This door here takes us back down to the main floor. Main room, balcony, overlooks the river. That's the elevator. It's also a little overlook. And here's her sorcery area. Her little witch's dome. More balcony. More veranda. She did not want doors on her building. She wanted curtains. So curtains were placed instead of doors. Very unique idea. Never did that in any of my buildings yet to the state, and I built a lot of pieces. I have never not put a door on a doorway, but that's what she wanted, and it's a hell of an idea. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be upstairs, no, down here. Doesn't matter. I'm such a sucker for not thinking about the fact that we're shutting down the server. I just keep thinking that we're not, and you know, oh, so depressing when I think about it. But the amount of work, I'm telling you, the amount of work that we've endured, that we've put into for a paid server. So I hope you all enjoyed this little view of things and how buildings were put together, and I hope it inspires you to do something of your own, or perhaps draw inspiration from something of this, whether it's be a building or decorating, or even the location. As you can see, no matter the location, there is always something you can do with it. And who knows, it might surprise you. Instead of building on top of the darn waterfalls, maybe use them as part of the decor instead. So thank you so much, everybody. Once again, thank you for watching, subscribing, and viewing. Give it a like, follow, share, and subscribe if you believe in you've had a good time here and enjoyed the video. Cheers.